Andy, one of the questions from the audience is about prisoner rights work, and you mentioned that you and your firm have handled some prisoner civil rights cases. That means your client is incarcerated. Can you talk to us about the mechanics of that? How are you talking to them or communicating with them, and how does it work?
Yeah. I think at this point we have two active ones right now that are like civil rights cases for incarcerated individuals, and then one prior one that we handled before. And it is interesting because oftentimes they are located, kind of far away. So one we had in Folsom, which is hour and a half ish drive. Currently we have a client who's in Soledad, so that's like 2 hours to get down there. So we do try to go in person at least for the initial one to, say hi and, let them know who we are and kind of what the expectations are. And generally, like those trips work out. There's been a couple times we go and, we went up to Folsom and we're not able to see the client. And so just drove back down the next morning. But things happen. But in terms of other ways of communicating, there are phone calls, I think, are generally easy to set up. It kind of varies between the prison or the jail. Some of them have really good litigation coordinators that are able to set that up pretty quickly. And then obviously there's also doing handwritten like mail with the client. That's a little bit slower. But I think the judges and opposing counsel generally take that into account when, granting additional time to, do discovery responses or do responding to motions and things like that. And one interesting thing on the communication aspect that I learned recently is that I don't know when this happened, but I think generally prisoners in California also get tablets now. And so they are able to there's an app called Getting Out that they're able to communicate with not only attorneys but like family and other people. And so one way that we've been communicating is also through this app. Um, One note is that and it notes it in the app that they are monitored, so they're not attorney-client privileged. But it's a good way to communicate about logistics or or for the client to let us know that something's coming in the mail and things like that. So it's it has been interesting trying to figure out different ways to communicate with clients, but overall it has not I don't think we've had any issues where it's been sort of detrimental to the case when we're doing civil rights cases.
I know we've had some success using Zoom as well in settlement conferences. So, for example, where I've sat as a settlement judge in a prisoner case where we've had pro bono representation, we've worked with the institution to set up a Zoom in some conference room with a guard, outside of hearing distance, but who can watch things. And we've had the person participate by Zoom from the court into the courtroom, and that's worked very, very well.
Yeah, we've done that. I've done that with Judge Cousins, and we've also done like depositions over Zoom at the prisons as well. So they do have some of that capability. I think some of the equipment in some places is not as great, but generally we've been able to work that out.
Great. Thanks.